So I just finished a weight loss consult with a patient of mine who I see weekly. She's on the Pound a Day program. She's struggling, and it's very normal for some people to struggle, right? Of course, not everybody is going to be successful every week. But we've had a really good conversation this morning about 3 key points that I know hit home for some people out there who maybe are doing the program, who aren't being as successful as they want, or others who aren't on the program but still struggle with their weight. So the first point that I talk about this over my holiday parties and tips to prevent overeating, but she came in this morning and she said, I didn't have a good week, but I took a note out of your book that talked about not wearing stretchy pants and not wearing loose-fitting clothes, and all week long I've been wearing pants with a waistband. I've been wearing jeans that button up, and I've been wearing black dress pants to work that actually are a little bit snug. And this is so important because if you are aware of your waist, you will be aware of your weight. If you're wearing loose, flowy pants and stretchy pants and leggings and dresses that don't have a waist, you are more likely to overeat because there's room and you're comfortable and you don't feel any restriction. So by her wearing tighter pants this week, or at least pants with a waistband and a button, that was a really big win for her. And I'm happy with that because that is a change that will bring consciousness to everything she eats, everything she puts in her mouth, how she's feeling after she's eating, if she's full. Being aware, regardless of whether or not you're being successful in that week weight-wise, being aware is actually being more successful because you're learning your triggers and your habits and you're looking to make a change. So that's really positive. The other things that we spoke about were the fact that she is not being successful because she is really, really busy at work, which means that she's working longer hours. She needs to be prepared. She's not prepared. She's not taking her food to work. She's not packing as much food as she needs, and she's stressed and she's tired. And the point of being tired is physiologically, when you're tired, your body craves sugar because we know sugar equals quick energy. So again, like I always say, we're animals, we're smart. Our body is innately craving sugar because we are tired and we are craving energy. Sugar equals energy. So the problem is not that she's craving sugar. The problem is actually that she's not sleeping. And we address that today, where we need to work on her sleep and turning off her monkey brain because she is working long hours. We need to help her sleep so that she wakes refreshed and therefore she's not hungry and she's not looking for sugar and looking for energy, right? So those are really, really valid points that I see a lot with people on these weight loss programs. It's not just about the weight. It's up here. It's a mental game. And if things are out of balance and you're not sleeping and you're working and you're stressed, that's when it's so hard to stick to a diet. And that's actually when it's the most important. I said that to her today. It's great that you can stick to this program when things are easy and you're not stressed and you're not tired, but that doesn't show character. It's when you are stressed and you are tired and you don't want to stick to it. If you can stick to it in those moments and you can make healthy choices and you can be conscious of what you're eating, that's actually when the hard work is done and when you will see results. So I hope that resonates with some of you. This is a really, really common thing I see. And then one last point, while we're on the topic of her and her experience this week, we also touched on not having things in the house that are triggers for you or that you will turn to when you're lazy to cook and they're easy and quick. So I do this at my house all the time. I don't have things in my house that I know I'll overeat or that I can't control myself eating or I don't want to have in the house because there's no reason for it. You know, she's not going to go and drive and get something if it's not in the house. She's just going to make something else. So don't keep things in your house that are triggers for you or that you know that you can't control eating. If it's not in the house, you won't eat it. So don't buy it. Don't keep it in your house, and then you will be inclined to make better choices. If you stock good food in your fridge, you'll eat good food. If you stock bad food in your pantry, then you'll be more likely to eat that food. So another point we spoke about, just don't keep things in your house that are triggers for you. Especially, I know it's hard for people who have kids and people who have junk drawers and people who have frozen foods and things for their kids. That's a different story. But she lives on her own and she shouldn't have any of this in the house for her personally. with that said, if you do have kids and you are cooking for them and you are exposed to things in your house like chips and cookies and crackers and candy and things that you can't help keep out of the house because other people in the house want them, then, you know, a really easy tool is just to keep things in a separate cupboard for them so they're not all over the house. You have an area of the house that they can go to, or a special cupboard or a special drawer or an area in the pantry that they can go to eat those things, and you just don't go to that area. So another tool, another thing I see commonly and things I hear, it's in the house, or women blaming their husbands because they have it in the house or they're bringing it home. Just because someone has it in the house does not mean you get to eat it. There needs to be an element of self-control where just because it's in front of you does not mean that it goes into you. Another topic I talk about a lot. Okay, there's your lecture.